The only reason why I was running ads was because I had a contract with Twitch. Once they no longer offered contracts, then there was no reason for me to run ads. I'm always going to play ball with these platforms. Okay? I never wanted to run ads. I always got the contract minimum. I always negotiated the contract minimum. That's precisely the reason why, like, a lot of and it turned into, like, with a couple of retakes in there, it turned into a 12-minute video, which was, I think, pretty good. I probably should do that more often. You know, it's not that hard to host your own service, especially if you're the only person live. Yes, it is. Because a lot of you guys are completely oblivious to what advantages you get when you're on a massive platform. Okay? Getting an arena full of people, getting the word out to an arena full of people to come and find me is incredibly difficult. Like, it's never going to happen. Okay, you have to be on pre-existing networks and pre-existing platforms, whether it be AM radio, whether it be television, whether it be on all of these websites that exist. Twitch is not that massive. That's crazy to say, because it absolutely is that massive. In comparison to my standalone platform that I try to design, I mean, are you crazy? It's just not happening. You're out of your mind. Like, even a shift away from Twitch to YouTube would be a seismic shift. Also, it's not just that. I'm not just worried about, like, being deplatformed either. There's, like, more concern beyond being deplatformed. Concerns such as you know, being potentially arrested. You know, these are real issues. My point is that regardless of these issues, that even if I were to go away, even if I were to be arrested, even if I had no other platform, no voice whatsoever, the truth does not change. That was what I was trying to explain. Oh, calm down, bro. You're rich as f. Yeah, okay. All right. You're not wrong. I know. This is part of the reason why your subscriptions, your voluntary subscriptions that basically offer you only a little bit of amenities. I don't even run ads anymore, right? At least back in the day, people would subscribe because they wanted to avoid the ads. Now they just subscribe to show support and to be able to use the emotes and to get these cool badges. Okay? You have to understand that, like, people, you have to understand that support, that financial support is what gives me the editorial freedom and what allows me to withstand any sort of attacks. I strictly sub for no ads, only thing going for subs. I beg you to do YouTube exclusive videos with no chat to distract you more often. You're on your A game. Yeah. Burgles, thank you for the 100 community gifted subs. Yeah. The new Andrew Tate is, if you get canceled, what's the plan? The new Andrew Tate. Ew. I haven't gotten an ad in months. Did you get blacklisted? No. The reason why, well, first of all, I think you're subscribed. That's part of the reason. I don't run ads anymore. Like, I don't run ads at all. And not only do I not run ads, but also on top of that, I'm on the specific politics and sensitive social issues content label, which was directly created for people like myself. It was directly created as a consequence of people, like, freaking out and trying to go after advertisers on the platform. What? Is a trafficker? What are you saying? Anyway, Andrew Tate. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. I got the brainworms. Anyway, why did you stop showing ads? Just curious. I've talked about this before. I stopped running ads when my contract ended. The only reason why I was running ads was because I had a contract with Twitch. Once they no longer offered contracts, then there was no reason for me to run ads. I'm always going to play ball with these platforms. Okay? I never wanted to run ads. I always got the contract minimum. I always negotiated the contract minimum. That's precisely the reason why, like, a lot of how these things work would regularly get mad and talk about how, like, oh, socialist, but running ads for Amazon. Meanwhile, like, everyone else was maxing out on the ads that they were running on their streams, I literally had a 3-minute ad break, and that was the contract minimum the second time around. And the first contract I got a 1-minute ad break. So, and I still tried to like gamify it, obviously, but ultimately, I I stopped running ads as soon as my contract was over. There's no reason to do that, and Twitch doesn't offer contracts anymore, and so I have no incentive to run ads. I used to tell people to block ads by using an ad blocker, and then Twitch actually came down hard on me on that. They were like, you can't tell people to use ad blockers. Are you insane? That's a violation. That's a breach of your contract, which I didn't know. So, no matter what you hear about me from other people, it's probably the exact opposite. There's probably an explanation that makes sense if you were to be charitable. You would shout that it's a contractual obligation right before the ad break. I know, but it still didn't matter. So regardless, like I've said, I'm on a politics, like I have a politics marker, sensitive issues label, regardless. And I don't think that they run ads on that politics and sensitive label issue anyway. Yes, I heard about Sam. I'm going to talk about that as well. This very stupid thing that the Democrats have done. Democrats still searching for a path forward after months of the 6 months later. Dems are still searching for a path forward is the name of the is the title of this article. It's like shockingly bad what the Dems are doing. As an advertiser, there's a setting in campaign set up to not show sensitive content. Yeah, exactly. Somehow I heard you are not a good person IRL. I don't even know how a person would come to know that. I'm not a good person in real life. Yeah, I don't think that is a consistent thing that you've heard from people. If anything, it's probably, yeah, I know Cam's stuck out of focus. I'm fixing it. Yeah, someone will hear that will make a joke about me being autistic, and then they'll take it seriously. Anyway, blast off meme. I already blasted off. I already did it early on. I said I'm back from my 24-hour suspension. Here it is. My girlfriend doesn't like you because she's kind of a TERF. She admits it though. That's crazy. Here's the blast off. New York Post wrote a piece on you returning. Already? Awesome. How was life away from the freak chatters pestering you? It was all right. I missed streaming. I wanted to stream yesterday. Hey man, how you doing? Rough month, huh? Detained, defamed, and banned. Haha. I mean, it's whatever. It is what it is. All the Twitter clips accounts celebrated your ban like it was the end of World War II. I know. They have some of the worst politics online. So it's okay. They're popping off. The absolute worst people were cheering on the ban. And now they're awfully quiet. Lol, like you're a freedom fighter or something, clown. Did I say that? I'm a Twitch streamer. You're the one who's elevating my status in your mind. I'm just a Twitch streamer. You're the one who thinks I'm a dangerous guy who must be eliminated. All right, let's continue. Israeli strike kills dozens sheltering in Gaza school, officials say.
Welcome back. Let's return to our